Hey everyone, Ben here. 2020 was a crazy year, with the global pandemic forcing many of us to take a hard look at our mental and physical health, and also addressing the fact that traditional medical treatments just don't seem to work in this modern world. Now, among the most promising and controversial treatment methods that has become popular recently is that of psychedelic medicines. This is an interesting industry which is set to skyrocket. So in this video, I'm going to deep dive into the psychedelic medicine industry and also reveal a very interesting early stage biotech company in this niche. But before we dive right in, if you're new around here, why not consider joining the investing family by hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on. And if you want more videos in the future, feel free to give this video a big thumbs up. That helps out tremendously with the channel. And if you guys wish to take things one step further, there's also a link in the description below for the VIP membership group where you can find out exactly which stocks I've been buying and selling. But with that being said, let's dive in. So the progress in the psychedelic industry seems to be mirroring what happened in the cannabis niche. This was a grassroots campaign which resulted in a profound change in sentiment of a once demonized drug which now has become extremely legitimate. Now scientists are researching real and viable treatments for the mood disorders that millions of individuals struggle with every day, including addiction, anxiety, depression, and even post-traumatic stress disorder. But surprisingly, this is not something new. So for millennia, psychedelics have been known to produce a heightened state of consciousness and have even been used for religious, spiritual, and emotional healing purposes. Psychedelics were classified as Schedule I drugs in the 1960s and 1970s under the United States Controlled Substances Act, and they're still federally branded as illicit today. However, that doesn't mean that progress isn't being made in advancing psychedelic medicine for medical uses. So according to rootanalysis.com, there's a growing burden of mental health conditions, with over 300 plus million individuals estimated to be suffering from some form of depression across the world. This is costing around 200 billion each and every year on treatments. And then there's many benefits offered by psychedelics. So there's evidence of structural changes in the brain and neurons as a result of using psychedelic therapies. And there have also been many recent developments in this area. Now, these recent policy changes are resulting in a global renaissance in public and scientific interest, regulatory approvals and funding for psychedelic research, according to the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. So now let's talk through a condensed timeline of the progression in this industry. So 2001, Portugal legalizes all drugs. And according to the Guardian newspaper, Portugal has seen dramatic drops in overdoses, HIV infection, and drug-related crime since legalizing all drugs. And a 2006 study by Johns Hopkins University found that psychedelic mushrooms can provide substantial and sustained personal meaning and spiritual significance 14 months after ingestion. Now, this is not an advocation for you guys to be going out there and taking a lot of psychedelics, but the studies do show that this is a very interesting area, and the use of these substances for medical treatments is a very intriguing industry. So let's flash forward to 2019 and 2020. May the 8th, 2019, voters in Denver, Colorado approved the United States' first referendum on decriminalizing hallucinogenic mushrooms, according to the Washington Post. Thus, this has given rise to a fast-growing microeconomy, which is booming in that state as the regulations have become more relaxed. But really, an even more important issue is the ongoing opioid epidemic going on in the United States and Canada, which according to Entheon Bio Medical are a real issue. We can see over 15,000 deaths, over 19,000 hospitalizations, and over 21,000 emergency medical services are required to treat people with these opioid conditions. Now, traditional treatments for addictions and mental health problems involve actually prescribing people more pills. So what do? Someone's addicted to drugs, give them more drugs. So of course that doesn't work, and that's why we have continued to see a growing number of rise in cases of addiction and mental health problems across the world. So what's an alternative solution for the world's problems? Well, that could be psychedelic medicine. Now, one popular naturally occurring chemical is that of DMT. Now, DMT has been called the God chemical, and it is released in the brain during birth and sometimes even during death. Now, it can be found in ayahuasca, an ancient jungle brew which has been used for millennia to treat a variety of psychological disorders. And a survey study done in conjunction with Ohio State University found that around 80% of people using the psychedelic substance DMT in a ceremonial setting said that their depression or anxiety improved following its use. This is no surprise, and the substance has also been linked to a reduction in addiction for drugs, so win-win. Now, this brings me on to an interesting early stage company in this biomedical space, and that is Entheon. Now, Entheon recently reached out to me and asked me to give them some coverage for this video. So yes, this is a sponsored video, but that doesn't make any difference. I'm just covering this as I would any other company. This is not financial advice or recommendation, the same as all my other videos, guys. But this is a really interesting company, and the CEO is very passionate. So Empyrean is a drug discovery company in the psychedelic field which specializes in DMT. Now, I watched an interview with the CEO, Timothy Coe, and he does seem to be a really passionate individual. His brother actually died of drug addiction, and that seems like it's been a major motivator for him starting this company. So really the unique thing with this company, because it's pre-revenue stage, it's an early stage company, it's literally like investing into a startup. So the unique thing really is the team that this company has put together. So we've got Timothy Coe, as I said, very passionate guy, seems to have his heart in the right place when it comes to this company. So that's great to see from investors. Then the rest of the team is an all-star team of PhDs, doctors who are leaders in the psychedelic industry. So we've got Andrew Hegel, PhD, he's the Director of Operation. He's a Professor of Pharmacology at the University of British Columbia. We've got Christopher Gondy, Department of Medicine, Surgery and Pathology at the University of Illinois. And then they have a strong team of scientific advisors. We can see we've got all these PhD guys here. Robert Carhart Harris, PhD, head of the Psychedelic Research Group at the Imperial College London. So this company has brought together the best minds in the psychedelic industry in order to try and create these medicines to help people. The company was formed and incorporated in 2020, so this is an early stage company, as I mentioned previously. However, the company has filed 4 provisional patents, so that's very interesting also. And then they have a contract for clinical program with Centre for Human Drug and Research signed. The company is now listed on the Canadian Stock Exchange with the ticker symbol ENBI, and I'll leave all details in the description below. So in 2021, the company plans to have an initial meeting with the FDA to outline a path for upcoming clinical trials. And by 2022, they're hoping to start a variety of studies. They've got a phase 1 to 2 study here for opioid use disorder, nicotine use disorder, and even using their psychedelic medicine for alcohol use disorders. Now, the realities of the drug development research industry is it is quite capital intensive. As investors are investing into these companies, these are spending a lot on research and development, hoping to pay off in the future. So that is a risk with the company, which does need highlighting. However, the company does have a strong balance sheet. They have around $6 million in cash, which according to the CEO should last at least the next 2 years. So the company has 2 years of research and development funds, and in that time they're hoping to produce some interesting research which could be an indication of the future potential for this company. So this is a very interesting company. They're in a growing industry with a lot of tailwinds behind it, especially as regulations start to relax across the world. However, the company is an early stage. It's basically like investing into a startup company. It's pre-revenue, so the company isn't making any money as of yet. So that is a major risk you guys need to be careful of. Also, the size of the company, this is basically like a micro cap company, like a penny stock. So that's another issue you need to take into account if you want to slot this company into your portfolio. But the potential and upside of this company in the future could be massive. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of the psychedelic industry? What do you think of this company? Do you think this industry will grow massively in the next few years? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please do comment those below. If you guys found some value in this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not consider joining the community by hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on. If you wish to take things one step further, feel free, hit that first link in the description below for the VIP membership group. There you can find out exactly which stocks I've been buying, selling, and exactly when, in addition to accessing my entire investment portfolio. With that being said, I hope you guys have a tremendous day, and I'll see you in my next video. Invest safe.